Welcome to Declutter Week Part 3. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, books. If you are the kind of person who accumulates a lot of books, you tend to have a very personal relationship to most of the books. If you don't read a lot, books tend not to be that much of an issue because A, you don't accumulate as many, and B, the ones you have usually serve a particular purpose. So there's no really good reason to say, let's get rid of some of the books. But for those of us who like reading, books can form a problem because we attach ourselves to them. And I have found that during my personal declutter, I had exactly that particular issue to conquer. I've purged a lot of books about half a year ago, and this week I attempted to look at the books in a different way. Not so much from a point of view of sentimentality, but from a point of view of what does serve me. And there is a distinction. I looked at all the books in my library, obviously, but there were a couple of categories that stuck out and that produced a lot more books that I could take out. One of them were picture books. You know, the kind of thing you put on a lounge table to just browse through. I had a load of those, and many of them I haven't touched in years. I just kept them because I was in the habit of lugging them around with me, because let's face it, those things are big and heavy. So I've given some of them to a charity shop, and I've given some of them to a friend of mine who actually likes to have that particular kind of book. Another thing I've run into were foreign language books that I found I've only kept because I've read them at some point and because they were in a foreign language. I really didn't need them. The problem with those is that charity shops don't tend to take them, and it's very difficult to sell them online because there simply is no market for those books. So I'm not quite sure what to do with them. They're on a separate pile, waiting to be dealt with, but I'm afraid that they'll probably go into the dustbin. I've also found a number of children's books, which, to be honest, I haven't separated out now, but before Christmas. And those were my own children books. They were in German, obviously. And I took a bit of time to find a place in Brighton that uses German books. There's a German kindergarten here who was happy to take the German children's books off my hand, and that's where they've gone. Of course, I've still kept a number of books for sentimental reasons, but my bookshelf has seriously taken shape now. There's a lot less ballast in there, and the books that I now see on my bookshelves are really there for a good reason. That being said, I hope this is an inspiration for you to take another look at your books and maybe try to look at the books and how to take some of them out from different angles that make sense to you. Step away from the sense of, I've had that book for a long time. Step away from sentimental attachments, at least while you're trying to figure out which ones to keep and which ones not to keep. If there is a sentimental attachment, maybe evaluate if it's a positive or a negative one. Lots to think about. Stay clutter aware and come back for the rest of the series. If you want more, there are options. Click the round logo to subscribe to this channel, or select the playlist in the middle to see more content, or check out the links in the description below. Oh, and feel free to like this video.